Hey everyone. I wanted to clear the air about some things. There were some discrepancies in history, and my second day as Eva Braun, I figured out by scrying the work some of Oppenheimer's plans for the future, as well as, of course, I have no allegiance to many countries. But because nothing has been done, and I not only did the work, but I attained, and no one showed up, I solved world peace. I'm a general across many branches of the United States military. I command as such. That's my rank, that's my job, that's what I do, that's what I'm respected as. So I feel like there's serious theft of my work all the way through, and no one could show up to just talk to me and verify these things. So I feel taken from in every sense of it, and I'm pissed. So I figured out, I know I briefly touched on it in the Urals, so it's not going to do us any good to send a spy in with a camera to say what do they have down there. It's neither here nor there. If it's there, they're not taking it anywhere anytime soon, and they're probably shitting bricks somewhere. Fine. So I said, of course, there are these like small little mountain mice called pikas, and we could successfully train them to sense things like uranium, plutonium, and these are just behavioral things. It isn't real animal testing, it's actually animal helping, and these animals will later be completely worshipped and loved and respected and fed and visited in Nepal. And so if we train them to understand when they come in contact with these things, how would they communicate back to us to let us know? So that's one thing. So we don't have to worry about someone going in with a camera and then inevitably watching them get slaughtered because of it. That's silly. I was scrying the Führer bunker, and to me, there are discrepancies of how things were laid out. Fucking bullshit. I know exactly what the party had. You're not going to convince me that this is where they sat, the head military leads sat and discussed things, and there's a mattress on the floor there, especially considering everything that's in Bavaria. Of course, it's not going to be some luxurious thing, but it's going to have all of the basic commodities, and not just gas masks and water. And of course, it may have been ransacked and before pictures were taken, things adjusted here and there, what have you. Fine. Fuck it. When I get to Neuschwanstein, I will get all the information and put it together. I fucking promise. So, again, I'm Reich. In this bunker, no, there is no way that they just trust me. I'm Reich. Okay. Aside from that, on the outside, there is like a capsule with, and maybe it's guard quarters, whatever, and it comes to a point. And so I'm thinking, and I'm like, I know when it blows in the Urals, we should have a bowl-like shape. A majority of whatever is there in rubble should be contained. And so, and this is through studying geology. So now I'm scrying to work at the Führer bunker, and I'm like, wait a second. Because I was saying the whole time, why don't we use something like petroleum? Think of like a spritz of petroleum. What would it do to everything that goes up? Well, it would adhere to it and bring it back down. And so that's much less catastrophic for everyone on Earth. Because we, as we've seen with the wildfires in the West, these things carry over and they affect us all. They affect plants. So looking at the small guard shack on the outside, I started thinking, okay, so instead of a Zeppelin going this way, if we had something with chambers that maybe came out like an accordion, once these things go up, it could successfully release in these chambers and straight down and push a majority of it down. And I'm feeling good about it. And again, I'm thinking, okay, the outward blasts are going to be rings. This is incredibly dangerous for wildlife. It's just going to take a second. It'll stop their hearts. If they don't, I mean, the list goes on and on. So again, I'm looking at it and I'm like, so how do we get these Zeppelins out there? And I'm like, wait a second. If it's like an accordion, it should come together relatively flat. And I disc golf, and I grew up with an air hockey table. So we could send these out and right on trajectory, and I mean we could send them in seconds after seconds after seconds of each other, have them do what they do, and see what it does. Matter of fact, I have a fucking car that needs demolition. We can test it in the Mojave. So I'm like, why do they keep fucking with me and my science? Like, why doesn't someone just come up to me and say, General Vanderleest, we would really like to sit down with you because you are an incredible scientist. You are an exemplary service member. You are so incredibly intelligent, and your work spans your life thus far, which is only 36 years. And we understand that you attained, and because of this, and because of people not being able to act and do what they should do in a time of survival, this is just where we're at in time. So me, pissed off as a motherfucker. Okay, so I was at Colonel Hart's bunker, and I fucking unleashed yesterday. Believe me, there is no question that I'm a fucking general. And we have a piece of history. The Vanderleest execution orders. Oh, while we're on them. So I'm sitting here like, okay, maybe next under mind control, because this is just not like him. Something is wrong. And I'm like, if he is at this rate, I don't know what he's working on, but keep him at mind control and detain him, and from there we'll just get the information, and we can continue to just suppress whatever intelligence he has. And so when he is executed, then there is no actual spiritual advantage for him at all. And then I'm thinking, okay, Emily, well, I know what Beto means, but she's like Beethoven, she's like Beto. I'll put the kibosh on that too. I don't care. And I would start at her knuckles. So I'm just not playing these games anymore. I'm fucking sick of it. I've had it. We have so many allied countries. We're under sovereign rule. Whoever would like to start on this, I would fucking appreciate it, because the more of my time you fucking waste, they have more contingencies to get out of it. I'm pissed. So, alright, I'm gonna go have a beer and smoke.